expected. Okay, right, that was a very smooth segue away from our streaming music there. And the reason I was streaming that music is because I need a little bit of filler, because I'm uploading something onto the interwebs and it's eating all my bandwidth, and it literally coincided with about 3 o'clock, and I'm looking at it with my little left eye here, and it's saying less than 1 minute left. Come on, Google Drive. It's a couple of gig files. It's been going a while, but it should be about done. So in the meantime, I'm going to switch over to this game here, and I'm going to talk very slowly, not move around a bit, because I'm probably jumping around because of this lag right now. But I'm hoping any moment now that upload's going to be finished and it will just work like a turbo booster. I mean, it says less than 1 minute. How long could it possibly, could a minute last? Google minute. So the game I'm going to play though is a game that was lost to me for a long time, and it's called MOONBASE Lunar Colony Simulator, and I played this originally on DOS. But since I've been playing with WinUAE and getting into the AMIGA scene, I was fortuitous in finding this on an AMIGA ROM site. It was an abandoned game, and I just recognised the picture and I was like, yeah, I love that game, and I didn't know what it was called and I've forgotten all about it. But now I'm aware of it and I remember it, so this is what I'm going to have a go at. And I'm just going to click on, let's see if there's any sound here. I can't see. I can't see any settings here. There's not particularly. There's not much sound coming off the bloody thing right now. Just rapid Google. Right, let's do this thing. Bang. So let's see who's in the room real quick. So we have Floating Fat Man, JJXB 2004. I think Neil was there briefly from Retro Man Cave. He's disappeared off. Sobran Khan, hey ho, how's it going? And anyone else who I've missed off the list. So I'm just going to have a quick click now. Let's see what is going on. No sound here. So this is a Cortex release. And Cortex were an elite hacking crew back in the day. And you can see they've actually hacked it because they've put it right in here. Look, released by Cortex into the menu. Please select open or new from the file menu. So I'm not even seeing the bloody file menu here. What is going on? Is there any Migians here can tell me how this is all supposed to work? Floating Fat Man. Ah, Fairfight 14 is here. It says, tell me, how do I open a Miggy menu here? I'm very confused. I was never confused. Please select open or new from the file menu. It's clearly saying that. I see a little battery power. Maybe I'm not going to get to live my childhood dream and play in this bloody game if we can't figure out how to use it. Right click. No. Ah. Now this is weird because yesterday we had some issue with Carrier Khan, if you recall. It was not displaying some of the things. Tell you what, let's push F12 and give it a kick, shall we? There's a reset option down here in the bottom right corner. Although I did notice floppy drives. There was another version there. There was the QTX and the QTXA. Let's see if the A thing does anything else. So we can just click OK. And then I've got to go back, hit reset. Let's push the button. Now it's time to push the button. Galvanize. We need to see though what else. Just having a look in my little window on the side. Is there anything else that we can do on the Amiga? So there you go. If you want to write to this Cortex crew, look, they've got a PO box in Southampton. Pretty sure that's not going anymore. So Amiga games. Now the weird thing is I did a list earlier and it was the top 20. I went on a list. I didn't do the list. And it was a top 20 or top 30 Amiga games. And the weird thing is they were the same games that pretty much had the ST. There wasn't too many variation in that. And it's pretty much the same games that we've all been playing forever. And it kind of disappointed me a little bit because I was expecting, I was hoping to see something a bit different and a bit new there. And I'm just looking to see if there's anything else we can download in the meantime, just in case this doesn't work out for us, because you never know, it might not work out for us. So let's go for a bit of Syndicate as well. Ah. Moonbase, the Lunar Colony Simulator. Ah, Methnoid saying that A is from the 2-sec naming convention means alternate. They have no idea why it differs. Okay, fair enough. So that's why they found 2 versions. But look, damn it! How do I bring up the menu? I'm going to try some keys here. Escape, return, space, F. Oh, I'm going to be so gutted if this doesn't work because it's one of those, bloody things I really want to work. Well, I guess while that's thinking about what it's thinking about, I'm going to try to find that Syndicate diskettes, the Syndicate diskettes, because that definitely will be, well, I think it's definitely going to work. I mean, if this doesn't work, which was pretty much like a DOS game, I don't know what will. Just in the other window, extracting. Thank you, Windows. When you do an extract all in Windows, it just extracts only first disc in the set. Now we have all the Syndicates. I think we're just going to have to go for Syndicate, and my childhood dream of playing Moonbase is dashed by the bloody Amiga. Right click on top of screen. Okay, sorry. Oh, okay. Right, new. How am I supposed to remember that, Methanoid? Come on. Ooh, I think I heard a beat. So there's a beep in the bottom left corner. It's showing a battery. So let's see. Maybe we need some solar. Power cable. Thermal transfer pipes. Bulldozer. Oxygen production plant. Science lab. Space station comms module. Not sure what you want to put first. Actually, I'm surprised there's not more in our palette here. View, zoom out, redraw, set up, animation, sound. Ah, you've got everything you could need right there. So let's just start with this. No, it didn't let me do it. So we got this common module. Science lab. Power cables. It's weird, you've got all these oxygen production plant. I'm going to put the oxygen plant over here, I guess. And then we've got power cables. Where were they? Right here. Where'd you get power from? Oh, so Methanoid's saying it told you in the scroll text that you didn't read, the one that said cracked. See you, Meth. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for that. You've done a sterling service. Oh, it stopped beeping. No, it didn't. It stops beeping while you're laying out your cables. So how do you select other stuff there? Ah, look, if I hold the button down, that's what you want. How about a fission reactor? That's $2,500. Doll hairs. And then some power cable, please. So it's a bit like Sim City in space. Messed up all my cables here. And soon... Oh, balls! Oh well, you should be able to stop the beeping at least. Bulldozer. Bloody bulldozer. Yeah, shut up! Stop with the beeping! Come on, what's wrong? We got power? What's wrong with that? That's power. So I'm wondering if you have to do something with pipes now. Radiators. Do you remember when games used to have manuals? Yeah. Get too used to them in old like NES games where it just tells you every step of the way what you should be doing. Right, there we go. Come on. I just want it to stop beeping so we can actually think about what we're doing here. Ah! Has it shut up now? Yeah, boy! That's what you need. So let's assess what we've got. So you're on the moon. And scrolling is a bit narky. There we go. So you're on the moon, and clearly you have to build a base, and your base is going to need... It's like SimCity in space. It's like the Sam Rockwell movie, Moon. If you've seen that, Moon, it was bloody good. So I'm just seeing, you've got an SSCM, whatever that stands for, inflatable. Advanced Habitat, Rec Center, Hotel, Labs. Then you've got the different plants that you're trying to make. So you need to, okay, so let's put one of these. Oh, that is the plant there, but we don't have any miners out. So these are the, exactly like that movie Moon. It really is. I mean, that was probably based on this game. Maintenance, roads, landing pads, pipes, radius. That's it. I mean, I don't know if there's a manual. Let's have a look just real quick in case there's a... Yeah, it's pretty much as I remember it because I didn't have a manual about when I had it either. 1991. Original program designed by Bobby Green and Brett Adams. So it's time to experiment, I think. So let's see what an inflatable is like. Ooh. So all these things look like they need to be connected together with something. And I'm going to go with power cable right now. Cache, NASA support, resupply cost, balance. So we look like we're doing okay there. So I can see these sorts of connections that you can make, but I don't know whether or not you can connect, say, thermal and electricity together. And what thing? Yeah, I don't know what things need thermal. I suspect factories and all of that sort of thing. Floating Fat Man saying that was a weird movie. Robert Taylor, bye Rob. See you soon, sir. See you soon. I thought it was a good movie. Yeah, I like those sorts of movies where it's just all like one actor carrying the whole movie. Bulldozer, communications, maintenance, roads and landing pads. So it's weird that you've got these build options within the bulldozing menu, but let's just put a comms thing. But look, all these things seem to be away from your main base. You know, they're not joined into your main hub, so we can put them over here somewhere. As long as we can get pipes to them, I think we'd be okay. So what does it need? Does it need electric pipes or does it need radiator pipes? That's just, I don't know at all. So I'm going to run some radiator pipes to it and we'll see if it seems to appreciate that. Balls. Let's get that thing out of the way. And then we're going to lay some power cable to here. Oh, I don't know, there's a blue dot in there. I think it is appreciating the cooling or something. So maybe I should be getting radiators to everything, radiator pipes to everything. Who knows right now. I'm going to just knock that off there. So I want to just finish the power cable, make sure I got a decent cable run, because it didn't seem to want to cross. Yeah, that's looking pretty good to me. So now we've got power, everything. See if we can figure out now. Bleeding radiators. Yeah, Retrotech Ralph. Maybe you got to bleed the radiators. Okay, heat is building up in the base structures. Okay, good. At least we know that's a thing that needs to be dealt with. Why don't we just give this lot a little radiator, that's all. Those inflatables are good because they seem to act as a sort of a hub. You see that it's got 4 ports on it. Let's see if that makes any difference whatsoever. Probably not. Shit, this scrolling is a bit iffy. That's better. Maybe we could get a map. If it's like SimCity, maybe you'll get a map here. Power and thermal, T. Thermal's good, power's going down. More power needed, obviously. Maintenance. Let's put a maintenance building there. Administrator admit that the US entered another depression. No! We're still doing good. I'm trying to remember what the name of the robot in Moon was. I'm thinking it was Gertie. I think it was Gertie. Well, definitely. That was a really good design of that thing. And the same, I think, creator of Moon. I don't know if it was a creator, author, whatever you want to describe it. Made Mute, which was on Netflix. And it was kind of a bit crapped on, but I quite liked Mute. I thought it was okay. There's nothing wrong with it. It was I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was pretty good acting and that. Okay for a sort of, you know, Netflixy straight to TV type fare. What have I built here now? Do we need some HE3? Probably. HE3. There you go. Oh wow, it's a sort of roving tank thing. I think that's helium-3. I think that's what they are actually getting in Moon. So this is, I think, LLOX, that liquid oxygen. H2O. Yeah, a bit of water. We all need a bit of water. Yes, sir. Thirsty work space. Where can we put that? So you can't put them in those big moon dunes. Let's hook up some pipes. Got a bit of an issue with these pipes and radiator things. It does seem that you can't cross them. So I'm hoping we can figure something out here. What's that down there? Did you see something flash across the screen at the bottom there? Probably a satellite, Rodney. Oh, you can cross them. Phew. Good. So we've got everything hooked up now. Uh-oh. Power's gone again. What do you think? Fission reactor? Yeah, go on. I don't know if later in the game you get access to different things. Oh, it's a satellite that's passing over. I imagine this is probably just a straight port though from the DOS version. It's definitely got that feel to it. But what's weird is it's got a lot of laggy slowdown, and I'm wondering if that's just down, probably not down to the emulation, but who knows. So Mikey L saying, not to bug anyone, but since I turned in a little bit late, how old is this game? I'm thinking, oh, I don't know, let's see if it says. About Moonbase. What? There we go. It's a 1991 game, so it's not too old. Okay, all of our options have gone off. I think that we've run out of money. Yeah, we got cash. 90 quid in the bank, and to bulldoze cost 100. Sell. Sell that. Helium, water. Yeah, auto sell. That's fine. Done. So now we got 6 grand. See, that's it. We had a bit of spare material, sell them off. Money in the bank. Roads. You all need roads.
Warning, a nuclear power plant is approaching critical stage.
Who said that? Power thermal. Something's approaching a critical stage. So that's it. This game can go on forever, I think, like this. I'm going to save this game, though. I think I kind of want to try Syndicate now.
Warning, warning, nuclear reactor core meltdown.
Ha 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 ha. Look at that, look at that, look at that. Look at save file as Dick. What's Dick? I didn't type that, I swear. There's a file here called Dick. Okay, okay. Boom time. Because we just blew up. Let's load up the save game called Dick. I didn't know you could do that. Right, so anyway, my game's ruined though. You could see everything blew up. I don't know even what caused that to blow up. We had our radiators. Damn it. See, running a Moonbase, that's difficult stuff though, isn't it? No thanks. Where's Dick? Come on. Dick. Come on. Uh-huh. Alright, not much going on there. Right, so Win UAE is gonna be switch out of that. And I think what we can do is say floppy drives DF0. Let's have a look. Syndicate disk 1. I wonder if you can put a disk in each drive. That could be interesting. Syndicate 2. Syndicate disk 3, Syndicate disk 4, reset. I hit reset without hitting apply. Is that going to be a problem? Ah, Fairfight 40 says, please turn on turbo for floppy loading. Where's turbo? We'll worry about that in a sec. Fairlight brings you Syndicate from Bullprog Productions. We playtested the game for 2 hours. Oh, a whole 2 hours of playtesting. So if you wanted to really screw up these crackers, just put in something that comes in after 2 hours if you've detected it's been copied. Oh, look here. So there is. Oh, this is the slider. Oh, so we can. Let's leave it at 800% loading speed then. God, that was a good idea. That saved me a lot of time. Even, you know, I was wondering why it was so slow when we were playing some of those games. Oh. No mouse. Oh, hang on. Weird. Right click was moving through the options and left click to select. There was no mouse cursor. So Fairfight saying go left on the slider and you get turbo. Ooh, turbo. Give me some turbo. That is slow, isn't it? Forget these loading times. Now look at the bottom right corner. Yes, I can see the numbers moving, so it's doing something. It really is just taking its time. We forget though, we forget these things. So configure company, begin mission, load and save file. So if I recall, and I have this on, I had this on, I don't know what computer it was, definitely on PC, but I actually have it on the SNES, which is hard to play. So you can select your colour and you can select your logo if you care about your sort of function. Animations on. Begin the mission, let's just do it. And I was reading about XCOM UFO and Amiga, and they say it's painful to play that. So there are sort of some games where it was just over the crossover, between the last of the 16 bits and then the PC generation when the PC started getting good, and clearly the PC games were really starting to get better then. Because I think with VGA you had 256 colours and stuff like that. So we've got Bush, Hicks, Dawson, and Jones. So it's a bit like you know, Laser Squad, I guess, where you got to equip them up somehow. Can we just drag these? How do we arm them? Oh, you got to purchase it. Right. So let's see. Purchase. So that's their weapons down there, basically. So let's give one a medikit and a scanner, and then one of them a... Do we need a Persuadertron? Maybe we might need one of those, but you can also have a shotgun. And then this one can have a shotgun as well. Mods. So these are all the augmentations. So if you've played Deus Ex or some of those more later games, that's what you got there. Research. Oh, thinking about it. Automatic weapons. Right, let's just do it. I just want to play though. We just want to play. We can't get into this. Again, like UFO, it's like a lot of messing around. It's good if you're into that and you've got the time. You can set up all the research trees and weapons trees and arm them appropriately. But I just want to see what the game's like. I'm trying to remind myself. Please wait. So maybe we need to turbo up the whole CPU, not just turbo the drive bays. I'm thinking that some of these games... Ooh, we go. So I'm just trying to figure out how do we select people. I guess if you click in the middle, maybe you select all of them. Yeah, that's better. Push scrolling. So we're going to assassinate somebody. Plodding along. So I'm not sure if the sound in the background is supposed to be music or if it's just... Is that someone to shoot at? I think that's just meant to be sound. I don't think it's music. I can see 4 is flashing. I think it's because we're getting attacked. Maybe not. Oh, there's a flashing light on the screen here. I don't know what that is for. See down there, there's a purple flashing light. What the hell? I suspect the guy you were supposed to get was the one who just ran out of that building. So we'll try that again. He's unhappy. We failed him. God, I tell you what, we look through rose-tinted glasses at these bloody old things, don't we? Come on. Population, tax, own. I was using the opportunity to read that a bit, but I think we were doing okay. I think we were doing what was required. Please wait. Right, going for it. Come on, come on. Someone's in there, but not easy to hit. Anyway, I think our target's here. There's a white dot. Kill them all. Well, that sound stopped. press space. There we go. So Floating Fat Man saying, I think gaming tech has moved too far forwards to make playing these old games fun for long. Maybe except maybe the platforms which seem timeless. I think you could be right. You know, I can enjoy, I think, a turn-based strategy game like XCOM UFO. I think that's kind of still good. I mean, but it's the graphics kind of start making it feel a bit weak, but it's all right because it sort of plays at the pace it always did. But I have to admit, the recent XCOM UFO, I think the last one I got was on the 360, and it was good. It was pretty good. I didn't mind it. So this is like a game of Risk. Look, you're just going around the board, collecting up all the things. Trying to see if I can make this bigger. Not really. Not in any sensible way. We'll keep the same loadout though. I think that was pretty good. But also, yes, Floating Fat Man. I think Sonic and those games are cracking as well. I'm just going to look real quick. Is there something we can do with the display? There seems to be a lot of options here for the display, but you want it to be a little bit taller because there does seem to be a chunk of the Amiga screen. You see there missing off the bottom? And I don't know if that was the difference between a PAL Amiga and a different one. Right, so there's the team. Select them all. Come on. And this was an amazing game back then. People were loving Syndicate. I remember like my friends were just always banging on about it. I've got to persuade someone actually, that's the objective. So one of these characters did have the persuade. There it is, I think that's it there. Let's go persuade somebody. There was a chap in here. Persuade them. Yeah, the aspect ratio does definitely look a bit wonk. Let's give it that. How about that? Slightly better. And also any on-screen chats will appear as expected. So I'm not sure how many people I need to persuade. Just maybe as many as you can get. Come on. Just waiting for that character number 2. Persuade. Nice. Good job. Becky 15675. Hey Becky, hello to you too. Yeah, I mean, I know Syndicate was a great game. Is a great game, maybe. But look at this speed. Look at it. I'm pretty sure we had a pretty nippy version of this, but that could well have been on the PC or maybe the Super Nintendo. Yeah, moving around at the speed of sails, Yoshi, I agree. It's definitely no Super Mario Land, is it? Or Super Mario World, for that matter. What a cracking game Super Mario World was. Come on, dick bags. Okay. I don't think we've got anything to lose here by experimenting, because if you can make this any faster. So Fairfight 14 is saying it's faster on a 1200, so I don't know what the spec of a 1200 was here. Configurations. Okay. So that's a 68020. And that's probably the CPU, that's the emulation speed there. Bridgeboard. Blizzard. Okay, that's fine. Let's do that. Oh no! I guess you have to reboot, right? Makes sense. Curses. When I hit the right mouse button, it's also filling the screen more. Which is interesting. I wonder if that's switching between NTSC and PAL. Yeah, bye all of my progress. Yeah, my one screen of progress. Damn you. Come on. I wonder if it nobbled my disk turbo mode. Let's check. No. Oh yeah, it did. Damn things. Let's put the other floppies in while we're here. That would be a lot of floppy drives to have back in the day, wouldn't it? 4. Surprised the hardware. Let's do this. Tick tock, tick tock. Come on. This is shocking. Phew, okay, begin mission. Oh, I don't know, that seemed a little bit faster, didn't it? I wonder what the fastest game on the Amiga is. I remember Cannon Fodder and Sensible Soccer, they were all quite good games, but then they probably lame now as well. Right, so the Persuadertron we're going to need. And we're going to get a shotgun for this guy. And shotgun for this guy. And a scanner. And why not a medkit as well? Medkit. Bang. This is fast now. Fair fight, my talking head's gone because I turned it off. Because I keep slouching in my chair and it's sort of submarine. There's a lock on this chain. Let me unlock it. There's a bit where you can lock the back. Whoa! Now the back is unlocked, so it kind of makes you actually sit up a bit better. Oh, that looks way better now. Look at that speed. That's definitely faster. Yes, I love it. This would have been a better Amiga to have, wouldn't it? Oh, heavenly. That is significantly different. That's insane. Just look how different it is. Shoot him. Shoot him, you piece of shit. Uh-oh. What's going on? They're too scared to shoot people now. No, there you go. Seems to be hooked up again now. That's way better. That's good. That is amazingly better now. It's really playable. Woohoo! Good. Now, that's a game changer. That's a freaking game changer for me. So Yoshinaka saying, back in the day, your game runs slow. So what do? Hack the hardware to make it faster? Well, I think this was legit. We're just using a better Amiga. But I mean, this must have been weird. I wonder if it's like the PC when you used to just get faster PCs and then the games just got faster and faster and faster till it was impossible to play. Or if the Amiga was a bit better, like it knew it was coming out. So this agent dropped her weapon. That's why she couldn't shoot. So that's a mistake on my part. Somehow I managed to drop the weapon. I think we need some assault weapon research, please. Mods. Should we get, I think if you used to give them like legs and arms and stuff, they'd actually run really quick and stuff like that. Legs. Let's give them all leg upgrades. Why wouldn't you want leg upgrades? Oops. Oh, she can't afford them. How about better eyes? Yeah. Nice work. Let's do this. Persuade, please. Not sure you're supposed to persuade though, to be fair. Everyone? Can't get the lady. Is there a persuade limit? Can't seem to persuade any more people. Aha. Oh, hang on. They got persuaded. We just seem to be persuading everybody. What the hell? Okay. Oh, that was the person where you got to persuade. Obviously, he's in that bloody building. It's weird though. You don't have any instructions here. It's just persuade. They're not happy. Let's see. I'm going to try to briefly read the brief. Blah, 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 blah. But look at the map, what it's showing you. That's where you want to go. To that pixel. Yeah, you think a shotgun would be pretty persuasive. By a cyborg with metal legs. So back to persuading. Oh wow, so the Persuadatron's like totally passive, it seems. Just as soon as anyone's near you and it's range basically. Right, I think whatever we wanted to do was we needed to persuade somebody. Oh, keys work. Nice. In that building. These guys shot at me right away. Oh, you frigging idiots. I don't know what I did there. I managed to... Look, see the gun just disappears off when you select it. Hey Atari Starframe, you do smell Amiga, and it smells bad. Right, I think I've persuaded the necessary scientist. Hooray! Away we go. This is so random. It's not like... it's kind of a bit like UFO graphics, but not quite. Going, persuade. Persuade them all. Evacuate. Right. I'm going to go down this pipe for a minute because it looks fun. So weird. It's like a weird secret area. Where are you going to come out? Ah, you came out. Oh, you bloody thing. The Grumbo wasn't... I didn't have enough fleeb in it. God, that's it really. That's just... I'm annoyed now with Amiga more than anything now. I'm going to look at one other game. Let's see, what is the most popular game that I can get? Dungeon Master. No, thank you. Hybris. So we're saying, this one's saying Hybris. You should try Hybris. So I'm going to try that. It's 721 KB. Right, let's do this thing. Hybris, the best that the Amiga has to offer. Now, Escape from the Planet of the Robot Monsters is awesome, and I had that with my Atari ST. That was a pack-in title. What? I remember that a lot on the Amiga. Hybris, come on. Maybe it doesn't like the configuration. Because do you remember we switched it up to an A1200? Okay, that's fine. Let's do this. Whew. Phew, I was just about to rage quit there. reminds me before game ports. USB gamepad is still hooked up. Good. I don't know if it's a mouse game or not. Loading. Always with the loadings. So I've pushed space, I'm pushing the buttons on the joystick. Nothing so far. Okay, Hybris. Hybris. Oh. Pixel Shooter 4. The mouse is behaving really weird. When I say really weird, like proper weird. I'm wondering if it thinks if there should be a joystick on the mouse port and it's like a quadrature input. So it's seeing it as if you're pressing left, 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 right, right, right. I think that actually seemed like reasonable, like worth figuring out what's wrong here. So let's see here. OCS. Let's turn it back to a regular Amiga. OCS. Expansions. Nothing. I'll leave that alone. Okay. Floating Fat Man saying set it to base 1.2 Amiga 500. Okay, well I think it kind of is, but let's just see what happens. Well, that was quite a long loading screen to find out, wasn't it? Well, that looks screwed up, so maybe that's it. If you see that screwed up, that's enough. What kind of sucks is when we do... Oh, well, that's fine. Let's just do the quick start then. A500. Best compatibility. So we're going to lose our turbo speed on the floppy drive. We'll go to turbo. There, okay. Let's see what that does. Oh, that looks way better. Woohoo! Hybris. So those of you interested, I did my 5k run yesterday and I beat the time I wanted to do, which was a pace time. I wanted a better pace. However, I didn't beat my personal best. I think I failed my personal best by 10 seconds in 2016. So bit messed up race, really. I won't show you my bling because it's over there and I can't be bothered to go get it. So it was nice bit of bling-tastic. Something for the medal tree. Come on. Right. Oh, the controller's still messed up though. Shoot, that was quick. Maybe you just got to move the mouse real slow. There's something wrong with the mouse emulation for sure. Maybe we can have a look at that real quick. Ah, here, mouse speed. I don't know, let's... Yeah, it's still kind of cocked up. Probably better with a joypad. But once I inevitably die, I'll try pushing start. Actually, let me just crash it. I'll just push start on the joystick and see if that takes it. Oh dear. Good. Right, come on. Joystick time. Yeah, it's moving on the joystick now. Ah, so I lost my wings. So your various parts of your ship are obviously like your lives. No! Brutal. Those tricky bastards, that's what it is. They can fire like totally horizontal. Oh my gosh, did you see that? Nah, this is good. Good, but bloody difficult. Now I know why it had a trainer on it. Something gives me a brainwave. Is it a bit naughty? A bit too naughty to do the trainer? I don't think so, because I wouldn't play it otherwise. Yeah, I could just be turning it off by now, but a bit of trainer action, that's a different story, isn't it? Let's see if now, if you were back in the day and you just got the disc, the faster than light crew. Now, as soon as we clicked the mouse last time, it seemed to load the game from the trainer screen, so I'm not sure how you meant to choose the option. Ah, look, mouse up and down. Yes, yes, yes. Weaponry at start. Yeah, I want 5. There we go. That should be a little bit more competitive now. In fact, we've got an indestructible ship that's fully armed with absolutely every option. Yeah, Atari Starframe. I have to say, I do like the music on the Amigas. It's good, isn't it? The music's good, but they all seem to have similar caveats where sometimes you can't get music and sound in the games and things like that. So it's weird. It wasn't without its limits, that's for sure. Right, I'm going to start straight off pad this time. Never forget that. So Neil said, next time. Oh, look at this. Yeah, this is... I like how you've got forward and a rear gun but no side, so you're still... Oh, I am getting injured though. Look, every time I'm getting hit, my weaponry is getting downgraded. So obviously I've had 5 stages of upgrade. I thought I was indestructible. So So Atari Starfruit saying, yeah, but Amiga music has that weird synth trumpet sound that sucks. Which one? Those bombs look cool, don't they? Let's try another one. Pew. Jeez. Think of it, this is still the first level. Wow, turbos or something. Nice work. I'm sure you meant to get those buggers though. Probably like that. But you've got infinite mega bomb, so what does it matter really? We're just cheating. Just do that all the time. Wow. Neil, it's not cheating, it's called hardware assisted speed running. It's only cheating if you send this to Twin Galaxies and say that's the best high score ever obtained. Although, I kind of feel, I wonder what the criteria is for Twin Galaxies, because you could just come up with your own sort of crappy game that only you're really good at and that you've only ever played. So just write your own game and then you could be the world leading champion on it. But if I was cheating, I'd just be doing this the whole time. Oh, it's so much fun this way. Look at those shields are insane. Look, you can't get through them at all. He says getting through them. Yoshi, I'm not always cheating. I don't think save state saving is cheating, because you could see in Mega Man you played the whole game and I still couldn't friggin' finish it. And not only that, it was awesome what happens at the end when you get Dr. Wily or Willy or whatever his name is, because it's a frickin' alien at the end of it. He's a freaking alien. Upgrade. Pick it up! Pick it up, you shit! What is the point? Why bother trying? Oh yeah, I did forget, we were just playing Armalite, weren't we, the other day on the Commodore 64? And that was totally cheating. I can't remember what we did there. We had a trainer, didn't we? And then you could hear those fat laser sounds. I'm so hungry. I had a few chips earlier, but I want my Sunday roast lamb, mint sauce. Yeah, the player sprite is rather big here, but it's not just that it's big, it's slow. I mean, look at these. How are you even supposed to avoid anything these things are shooting you? But it's weird. That's the difference, because we had all the good shooters that we knew about, right? Like you had your R-types or the later stuff on Neo Geo, which is amazing. And then you had all these ones, and these ones are always a bit rubbish because there is this something. Yeah, if you play a game that could be still really old, like Time Soldiers, it's still awesome, just because it had that polish. Well, you could probably get away with memorising that game if you're playing Mega Man 2. That order we did things in was insanely good, wasn't it? Nostalgia Nerd saying, it's the live streaming show. I'm going to be just permanently on live stream. I think you know why live streaming's better? Actually, I just realised it. When people are like messing around trying to make videos and stuff on YouTube, right? It takes a lot of time and editing and all of that stuff, and you don't get to play any games. If you live stream, you don't have to do any of that, and you just get to play games. So I think we should all do more. Peter, I think you need to the cheat streams. Cheat stream. No, don't listen to him. It's not cheating. It's skills. It's the skills that pay the bills. It's not cheating if you can die, and I can definitely die. How do you pick that up? And there's a hang on. Oh, what the hell am I wearing headphones for? I thought the bloody sound was in the headphones. Look at this bloody thing. Neil, by the way, it'd be interesting if you're in the chat clearly. Why don't you let the people in the chat know, the stream, what we got up to today, just on a high level. I think it'd be interesting, and you'd be looking out for what that involved. That's better. So what's the point of this? You get that 4. It doesn't. Oh. I picked it up that time, but I had my finger held on the shoot button. Maybe you get to you can choose if you pick stuff up or not. Is that power up or death machine? Nice. Nice. Double nice. So, if you're following in the stream chat, I can see that Neil and Peter, Retro Man Cave and Nostalgia Nerd, are having a little argumente because Neil has beaten Peter to the punch with his Sega Driver video, and I think there's this funny thing. It's sort of like a Me Too thing that goes on, where sometimes totally independently you think you're doing something, or so you're obtaining a thing you're going to do a video about, or even you're creating something. I did that kind of RetroNet thing, you know, and then everybody's already done one, so it's like, okay, don't know if I can be bothered anymore. Or the spicy noodles video I did, and I was talking about that and saying, hang on, I was getting them anyway. But, you know, Peter, it just means that you also have to do a video and do it better. And if Daniel's got one, Dan DJ Slopes, then he's got to do it. But we had a discussion, Neil, did we not have a discussion that's somewhat similar about beating people to the punch today? And that was a discussion about hackers and crackers, and that was their whole aim, was to crack the game and then publish it on the world headquarters of the competitor cracking groups. And we said it's not first to the market, it's first to market, but it is first to the market really in YouTube world. Watch out for subs. Congratulations, baby, you have completed first stage and will now be transported to the second. Watch out for sub. Okay. And also regarding that Sega driver, it's totally possible to make your own video. So Peter, get out there with your video camera on the bus, and you could do or walking through town, and you could totally make that your own version of that. It's going to be pretty bloody easy, and that would be awesome. And the other thing you could do, if you do your own video on it, you don't need... Thank you, Peter. The RetroNet, we should do that, and I'm going to finish those off. I've sent off a whole load of boards to Power Crazy in the hope that he might make them for me, but I will let him make. He can distribute them, or whatever money they make, I'll give to him just for putting them together. I'm not going to take any money for them. Ooh, there we go. So, yeah, so what I think is, you should do your own video. You see, about hacking your Sega driver, just by going through town and walking around, dodging grannies and whatever. But something else your thing can do is, clearly it'll work on a non-CRT telly as well, so you don't have to have it on a CRT telly, and I think that'd be quite nice. I'd like to see that on a regular TFT. It's quite nice to have something retro that will just work normally. There we go. So Yoshi Knuckles saying, what's this a boot? I don't know, Yoshi, it depends what you're referring to. But if it's the Sega driver thing, have a look at Retro Man Cave's channel. It's probably his last video. I was watching though. I was really disappointed, Neil, that you didn't get to put all of the art, all of that hard work we put into our arts, and you only did like 10 of them. And they weren't the best 10 because I wasn't there, clearly. So I'm hoping somewhere you're going to have the balance of the artworks. Oh, so okay, so Neil's saying, yes, Andrew, tell them what we did this morning. Well, we've just put together the next edition of our retro podcast, Retro Island Diskettes, and if you watched last time, we had Banjo Guy Ollie, who was fantastic. But today we had a really different one, because it's not a YouTube or Twitch sensation. It's basically a fantastic chap called Beast, simply Beast. And Beast was a sysop, I guess you'd say, of Cortex. And if you followed this stream right at the beginning, that game I had on the Amiga, that was cracked by Cortex, and he was part of elite cracking crew. And it's a really interesting discussion on how all of that went down, in terms of how they would get the games, how they would crack them, how they were structured. It's so organised. It's just like a proper business. It sounds scary now. I kind of almost wonder if these elite cracking crews could exist anymore in the UK, because it's almost like the same way like you have terrorist cells. It's like freaky cool. I say freaky cool, I don't mean it really in the cool way. I mean it's cool because it's from the sound of it, really it's like a bunch of nerds organising themselves. It's not like hardcore criminal mafia money things. It's a nerds doing something they think are cool, like hanging out on IRC. Ooh. Hanging out on Discord and, you know, copying games. But one of the discussions of that was really about games piracy, and it was like in the 80s when we had our BBCs or Spectrums or whatever. It was weird that we didn't really think of it as piracy, did we? It was just like copying songs off the radio. It was harmless fun, really. Just that's what you did. But obviously, I think, well, I don't know when, maybe late 80s, mid 90s, all of that kind of proper changed, didn't it? And it was like, no, this is dodgy. You are copying, and you're. Hang on, why aren't I using my bloody mega bombs? So yeah, you should pack it in. And this chap we had, it had his whole. We talked about his whole, career really in that group, and how he basically started off and had all the Amigas and modems and hard disks and all of this, and then eventually his downfall really, and you know, the police raids and court cases and all of that stuff. So look out for that. So yeah, there is a podcast Atari Staff Room. I don't know if Neil's still on there. He could probably post a link to it. It's on iTunes. It's called Retro Island Diskettes, and it's obviously, God, this game's bloody hard. Look at how big your character is. And it's obviously a little bit of a tongue-in-cheek take of the wonderful Desert Island Diskettes, where you get to choose 8 pieces of game music, yeah, and it can be sort of, I guess it's literally video game music or demo scene or crack tros to take away to a desert island. And normally the people we have will have something interesting going on in their lives. Oh, Floating Fat Man, don't worry, it's not just on iTunes, it's on SoundCloud and all of those things too. So again, Neil isn't listening to me. I think he's busy. But if you leave a message to him in the chat, he might see that and post the links. It's also on both of our YouTubes. We also put the audio both on our YouTubes. But I think I got 90 views, so it's probably my worst performing video most in recent times. But let's well, one of you just watch it 200 times, and maybe YouTube might start putting it in the search or something. There we go, look at that. Look at that. Might as well have auto fire in these things. Look at this bloody thing. This is a solid game. It'd be nice to reroute the spacebar to the joystick so that you could do the Mega Bombs thing. So yeah, the first podcast that's on there. It was, I think it took a bit of editing. It was probably the first time we've done it, but the first time we'd set up the equipment in that way. So hopefully the production values will just get better and better, and the audio will be a bit clearer and things like that. I died. Yeah, it's good fun actually. Your friend's cousin was in the Medway Boys. Wow! So we'll be looking for some Medway Boys releases on AMIGA. But honestly, look at this. We were talking about this during Armlight's live stream, and now you just how insanely difficult these games must have been. Is that a power up? Oh, it is a power up. Nice. I'm going to pay more attention now to try and avoid these bullets. So Pete's saying my friend's cousin's mother's dog was also in the med. Was everybody? Oh yeah, that's something. That's something this chap said that you could pay to be in the crew as well. There were paid members, so they weren't really crackers. They were people who paid to be in the club. So was he a Medway boy as a cracker guy, or was he just pay the £5 a month to be in the Medway Boy elite selling crew? Elite. And you can tell I've been watching Phone Shop recently. You had a huge collection of Medway Boy stuff, but you wiped all the discs? No. Yeah, but Floating Fat Man, if you're in the Medway area, you are a de facto Medway boy. Well, what's interesting about this game, right? I've got no idea of how far you are, what level it is. I'm just seeing there's other keys. Where it says lives, you have an S and you have an E. So maybe there's a second sort of mega... Oh! We did something. Oh, you have different weapons. Balls. Alright, now that's better. Oh, you went for a stage of being concerned. When was this stage though? Is it a recent? Oh, you cocking! Sorry, that was me trying to find the keys, not swearing at Nostalgia Nerd as if he was distracting me or something. Were you worried you were going to get a raid? Was someone going to grass you up? This weapon's going to be so much better for getting those things now. Ah, fair enough. That's clearly the secret, by the way, is figure out how this game actually works so you can use your weapons properly. Oh! More weapons, look at that! I think these are actual like weapon modes, like special weapon modes, because you have to activate them with return and they seem to time out. So Floating Fat Man saying, didn't give a crap about it when he was a kid, but now he's a grown-up. He's a good boy. But to be honest with you, modern day piracy is so pointless. When you can get stuff on Steam, right? You want that. And what's the point of pirating something on a console that sort of signs, calls home? Because most consoles nowadays and game systems, they kind of call home and you're on the server and you want your score logs and your progress. So why would you bother copying it? But if it's like older games, like I've got supercard things, and I like to consolidate my libraries actually more than anything. So I've got loads of, say, DS games, and I only ever really play the same 3 or 4, but I can't be carrying those cartridges around. We're too used to having all our mobile phones and other stuff in it. You're not gonna. I don't really want to carry around another console, so it's getting even a Game Boy Advance in my bag, or even a Switch for that matter, is hard work. So being able to just at least bring your library with you gives you some additional utility that makes it slightly seem more worthwhile to you to do it. So yeah, fast. Hey McBeam, wakey. Did Fast have the adverts on the videos? Was that Fast as well? I think that's software theft, but maybe it was a different one for the VHS tapes. But yeah, when you used to go to the video shop. But our guest was telling us how he circumvented the video shop copying thing, and that was called Macrovision, and that would mess with the sync pulses, so that when you had a copied video which had Macrovision, the copy would have this weird, green red flashing video. And obviously those guys who are in the elite cracking crew, obviously into cracking everything they could get their hands on. So Atari Starframe, I used to get all my blank discs from a duplicator who sold surplus blanks, so I'd have officially printed Monkey Island disc with a cracked version copied onto it. Oh, that's a handy weapon. I've decided I'm not allowed to have my Sunday roast until I cheat my way through this game to the end. Can't be many levels left. Although remember that Arm-like game had... Jeez! Oh! Okay, right, so we've discovered the problem here. When you use the secret weapon, because your armour is away from your vehicle, it doesn't protect you as like a shield. So let's not do that anymore. Let's stick to Mega Blasters. Those bullets are hard to see, aren't they? I never cheat on Amiga games. Not once. So, Nostalgia Nerd, why do you have a fat tick by your name? What does that mean? And I think that's the same fat tick as Guru Larry was going on about. Is YouTube now doing their own YouTube like Twitch thing? Or is it saying that you're now a part of the elite YouTube crew, innit? Verified. What are you verified with? Why am I not verified? I've been to YouTube themselves like 1 billion times. They should know who I am. I've registered. Google's got my credit card. Google Pay into my bank account. Surely I should be verified. 100k subs. Ugh. I tell you what, it's a weird old world. I'd love 10k. 10k's been my aim in subs for like the last 3 friggin' years. For no other reason than I could go to YouTube and just use some of their facilities. That was it. But I was going to these community events, and at the community events they always like tell you all the things you should do to your channel, right? And you'll love this. It's like, do a good thumbnail and basically all the stuff if you do the online YouTube training, which is all the basic stuff. And we went there. I remember going there a few times, and there was channels definitely. There's channels with hardly anything, and then there's channels with, you know, maybe 30,000-40,000 subs, and you're just sort of chatting there. And I remember asking the guy, one of the guys who was running it, I was saying, yeah, and you get free cola and get to meet Ashens. I met Ashens and Barry Lewis and stuff once, and that was the first time I met those guys there, so at least that's something. Yeah, we had a good old natter, I have to admit. That's nice when that happens, but it's rare, to be honest with you, and I sort of stopped going. And I remember the reason I said why. I remember speaking to the guy who's setting it up. I said it's all great, these things, but I'm trying to. There's no one like. I want to do like a YouTube community in Oxford with other YouTubers and stuff. Can't I like sort something out? Can you help me like make some banners or something? You know, how do I put a shout out? And they weren't really interested, to be honest with you, any of that. It's all like a PR thing. And I said, well, it's great. What's the point of some of these people? You get these like big YouTubers to come up and talk about their channels, which are maybe it's like makeup channels or whatever it happens to be. And I was like, why? How does that help us coming here? You know, there's like 2 of these a month to come to. And it's to inspire you to sort of keep at it. And I sort of realised what it's about. They are trying to inspire you to keep making free content for them. That's all it is, and that's it. Now I see inspire. It's kind of incentivize you. So the minimum at the time was 10, and they were talking about putting it up. I don't know if they have put it up. But yeah, it's alright if you're like these kind of mainstream content, but I was there with, again, a lot of other channels who do weird little stuff that we have. And some of them been at it for years. You know, you got like a 5-year-old channel who've got like 3,000 subs, and they're trying to inspire you to keep making videos to get to your 10k. And it's like, can't you just maybe give a little bit more weight to non-gaming, or, you know, make a new category for some weird niche channel so these guys can exist? I mean, if you've got a weird I don't know, musical politics crossover channel, it's like hopeless for you unless you've got some amazing personality that you've been caught on, you know, TV have just found you and they've gone, look at this guy's channel. Yeah, it's going to be weird. Sorry, yeah, so Retro Man Cave. No, you must go to London. Yes, you must come to London every time. You could always do answer eat rancid 50-year-old food. Yeah, I think that's what Ashens has been doing. See gross or dangerous stuff, start blowing up electronics. Yeah, like Electro Boom, just pretend to electrocute yourself. Yeah, make some videos over cats. Or, Peter, you're missing out a trick here. We're all bloody useless, including you. You are freaking the useless, as I am. You know why? Because we don't make videos of kids unboxing fucking Kinder Easter eggs, yeah, that other kids watch. Some of those kids are like millionaires now. No lies, they genuinely are. My kids love watching those things. I'm like, what? Or even it's like a grown-up talking with a kiddie voice. You know, some lady's going, let's see what's in the Easter egg or Kinder egg or whatever it is. All those, like, you know, the little balls you get in Asda. You put a quid in and it gives you the thing that you crack open. They go mental over that. They love that stuff. And I'm not even sure how they monetize it, because I'm pretty sure half of that stuff doesn't have adverts on it, but they're monetizing it somehow. I mean, they've got like 1 million subs. Whew. Anyway, let's not focus on that, because we make videos because of the things we love. Because if you wanted to make a living out of YouTube, you got to be doing something bloody amazing. He would sense the Kinder. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's true. Neil did have a 6-year-old. Neil, I love that 6-year-old in your video. You know why? Because he just halfway through went, fuck this, I'm off. Oh, I love that. I'm off now. I don't like these computer games. They're rubbish. Have you got any Kinder eggs? That's like my kids when they come in here. Alright, Dad, what are you up to? Alright, yeah. Got any Kinder eggs? No? Alright, we're off. Bye! I'm off now. I'm going to play Nintendo Switch. That's what I'm going to do. But don't you want to play Amiga? Nah, it's rubbish. Nintendo. Ooh, a little floppy disk popped up there, which is like a bonus. Yeah, that's true. He did call everybody old. I think you were goading him a little bit. How old's he? 30? Oh, that's old. That's bloody old, that is. Why am I hanging around with all these old people? Take me to the charity shop. Buy me a Tonka toy. Now. Stat. I think's amazing, though, with kids. Sometimes we've got these games here which, you know, you plug into the telly and they're like the Tomy racing car game. Do you remember that? And all of those little tykes. They can't stand it. Even when they were like 2 or 3, they're already so sophisticated in their computer skills. Any of that stuff is just shit to them. I mean, my son did like the Atari 2600, played that for a bit, but now it's just like after like, you know, I think they were into that for a couple of days, and after that it's like, nah, this ain't the game. And Atari Starframe, yeah, as he's saying, it's like if you got touch screen, they're just so used to being able to play with their parents' phones. They're playing like Super Mario Run or whatever it's called on the phone, so they're just not going to put up with it. And if you show them 8-bit graphics, they're just like, what WTF is this? Absolute pants. But I digress. I mean, it's hard to predict though what kids will be into. So if you watch, I don't know if the video's already come out. I could get confused of when I'm actually scheduling videos these days. But I did one where I fixed the Virtual Boy, and that's the Virtual Boy that's gone to Mr. Biffo. So you'll see that in his whatever digitizer. And I thought the games on that were stonking. I mean, it was possible to adjust it in such a way it didn't give you eye cancer as well. Well, not much eye cancer. It did always give you a bit. But the games on that were just phenomenal. I just couldn't... and that's really annoying because it's one, we, who are the right age to appreciate them, didn't even get to see them. And two, none of these youth are ever going to ever play those games. I weep for the young coders we get in the office. They can't even count in binary or hex. Yeah, don't even talk to me about coders. Unity coders. And I use the term coders very loosely. I use them looser than the drawstring on Jimmy Savile's shorts. They are... It's weird. It's not what I call coding. And yeah, you can't even explain like a bitwise. What's a bitwise operation to them? That's how sad it is. Join that. Pick it up. Pick it up. No, won't pick it up. No idea why you can't pick up certain power-ups in this. It's weird. I wish there was a life count here to tell us how many times we've just died and kept going on this thing. It must be something phenomenal. Oh, if I wrote this game, you know what I'd do? I would be smart. I would have things that would check the lives and see how many times you died, and then work out if it was possible because how many continues you used, right? And then, as an anti-piracy measure, when you get a certain place, like the last boss, it would then do something else. That would have been fun. Well, I don't know. VB was proper coding. VB was proper coding. Fair fight. Let's be realistic. And Delphi, all of those. Modular 2. you had two options, right? So you could either do complete event-driven programming, which was a bit lame, but probably useful now because people kind of write whole systems in event-driven. But you could modularize your code and do it properly and do proper procedures and functions and call them from your events. Now, was it too flexible and it allows bad standards to happen? Yes. Does programming language like Lua? Yeah, definitely allow that to happen. Also, though, you can program very strictly in those two. So it's very much down to the sort of developer, really. But when you sort of look at the IDEs in things like Unity, it's almost impossible, I find, to even get to grips with that thing. Where do you start? Where do you end? It's basically like macroing up a CAD program. Nice. Yeah, and if you talk about Floating Fat Man, if you talk about JavaScript, yeah, VB is better than JavaScript, although very similar. And JavaScript, the one downside of JavaScript is that people associate that with Java, where it's nothing to do with it. And JavaScript's really nice. Lua and JavaScript are really similar languages. JavaScript, though, I think has a few caveats I don't like. Slightly less flexible, but yeah, it's fine. JavaScript's fine. Java, shit. Total shitter. And that's what really ruined it, if you think about it, because there was a whole generation that instead of leaving school with C, yeah, and I'm not even going to call C++ a real language right now, let's say C, they left with Java, which just crippled it, like crippled the whole industry for like 20 years or something. So Retroman kept saying, I give Thomas a RetroPie setup in the hope I can get him interested in programming on the Pi. Well, I think if it's a RetroPie setup, he's going to be more interested in playing the games, surely. If you want to get them interested in programming, I think you need to get them a Spectrum or something, or a Beeb. Oh, BBC Micro would be good, right, really, in the book. JavaScript doesn't stop if you get an error. Good luck debugging. Yeah, well, it is possible to tighten up JavaScript to get proper errors. We do that. Trust me, I know that we have to do that in our line of work. Is there any way I can try to defeat this friggin' boss? Good. Oh, can I just keep doing that? I'm not sure this damages him though. Oh, it does. Good. Well, I don't know. No, there's no point getting an Arduino though, Floating Fat Man. You need the whole basically IDE, right? And that's what the microcomputers of the day allowed you to do. Plug them into a telly, turn them on, got your programming environment and your computer all there ready to go right away instantly. Arduino, right, what do you need? Host operating system, which is going to be Windows, plugging in that piece of bullshit into it, downloading your code, making an LED flash. Where's the fun in that? Your imagination can only take you so far when you're dealing with a few switches and a few flashing LEDs. So that's why when the Raspberry Pi came out, it's almost like a disappointment, because it's just like having a really nobbled PC. Because you still need a mouse, you still need a keyboard, you still need a monitor, you need all of the artifacts of real computing. I say real, desktop computing, with a machine that's running Linux or something. So it doesn't even have the... I'll tell you what, let's just really cheat on this one. There you go, because I'm trying to talk. So you still need an operating system, you still need an environment, and what you're going to do, going to get your little 5-year-old to sort of program in C or something? No. No. So there you go. My view is the Raspberry Pi would be awesome if it came out with a case that right away and it would just boot natively, no OS virtually. So bare metal OS, something like a ROM, an EEPROM, a BIOS. So just go in there, you turn it on, it just said Raspberry Pi Basic OK, or Raspberry Pi Lua. In my preference would be Lua, or PHP or something. But I think honestly something like Lua is really easy to... I would have had Lua as a language. I can teach a lot of people to play Lua. So there we go, we've finished the game, and we've kind of finished my rant. So Retro Man Cave though is saying Risk OS. I don't think we want to go there with Risk OS. I mean, it's still too much of an OS. That's not what the youth need really. You just want it to boot into Basic or Logo or anything like that, just to even give them a chance. And Floating Fat Man saying, I admit the early 8-bit days were fantastic for getting started with coding, even if they were nearly all running MS variants. Yeah, in fact, what's wrong with that? Again, MSX, right? Microsoft Basic, VIC-20, Commodore 64, I think are variants of Microsoft Basic. I mean, just sit down, write some code. So if I've got, like, my kids now, if I was going to try to teach them to code, I wouldn't have to explain so much just to even get them to the point where they want to type something and hit run, or type run and see something happen on the screen. And that's the problem. That's the problem today. So I feel I've reached my obligation in that I'm allowed now to have my Sunday roast, because I've finished the game, not quite legitimately, but I've finished the game. And just before we shut down though, I just noticed earlier in this there was some nice interesting looking modes. Look, scan lines, double fields. Let's see what that looks like. No, I don't think that's any good. Double fields. So that double. Yeah. Some of these modes here, I don't like these scan line generator doubler things that people use on their, like, you know, arcade LCD screens on their arcade machines. So, hope that's been of some use to you, or some interest at least. This is not a very useful video. I was going to tell you, by the way, after our recording today with Neil, Retro Man Cave, I was intending to make a video on my ZX Spectrum, the one I'm waiting the keyboard for. I was going to do the composite mod, because I was looking at the pinouts for the modulator, and it's only 2 wires, really. You can easily get rid of that. But I might put that off and just combine that with the keyboard membrane replacement. I did end up getting a membrane in the end because I didn't quite trust that repair. And as keyboard membranes are still get-atable, I thought I'll get one. Because you just never know when they're going to get, you know, even more expensive than they are now, because they're actually something like 20 quid. Also, while I was at it, I did buy from the same vendor an audio tape. So it's a blank 15-minute audio tape. So we'll have the option as well of, we'll play with that Akai tape player, the one I got from Asda or Walmart if you're McBeam in the US, and do some recording to the tape, because we always see videos people loading the games, but we never really you know, play with the saving aspect. So I'm going to be doing some of that. Floating Fat Man saying, people like to hate on Microsoft, but without Microsoft the current computer would be apple shaped. Yeah, no, absolutely. Microsoft really are single-handedly standardized the whole entire industry. And if you think about it, they did it not only from the PC side, the Wintel stuff, but they had their Microsoft Basic, which is their first foray, really. Let's not forget that they did that years before, and that was pretty much standard. You know, even if it was unbranded variants, it was Microsoft that was providing those manufacturers Basic anyway, you know, bugs and all. And then when they did the MSX to try to standardize 8-bit computing platform to get rid of the whole Wild West. So in Japan you had all those MSX variants, whereas here you had all of those computers battling it out, and for good or for worse you end up with the Spectrum, bit of the Beeb, Commodore 64, and really not much else. So there you go. MSX might have had, you know, if they'd all been running that, you see, at least they could have spent more time working on really interesting hardware. And that's what you can see in those Japanese machines. So in the MSX you had loads of different sound options, you know, and MIDI and all these things, really interesting looking cases. So they could just invest their time in other things. And if you look at VHS players, which we had in the UK, obviously millions of VHS players, but they were all VHS players. They'd all agreed to that one standard. And as such, then you had all this amazing functionality. So you had maybe an Amstrad one which had a barcode reader in the remote, or you had a double-decker, you know, double-decker A and B recorder. That was quite cool. I remember seeing those. What else were we lusting after? You had a Nicam. Ooh, Nicam video recorder. Maybe you had 6 heads. I had a 6-head Nicam. That was quite late in the day when I was in uni. I bought a telly, big telly, 6-head Nicam, and when you hit pause, it didn't do the wah, 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 wah stuff. It was all locked down, proper. See. So yeah, so we'd have probably seen really amazing. So imagine Sinclair or Acorn, Dragon, whoever, all these companies making their own MSX, or if we weren't so bloody British, we could have had our own standard that we could have agreed on, and it would have been stonking, wouldn't it? You could have had all these weird computers. And I don't know if Neil or Peter more especially is still in the stream. but he's got a cracking MSX. I'm trying to think what it is. It's like a Panasonic one or something, and it's got a proper removable keyboard. It's just a gorgeous bit of hardware, and I'd have just loved in my life to see more gorgeous bits of hardware. Because every time I would watch an anime, I'm really into animated stuff, you know, the Japanese anime forever. I grew up on Studio Ghibli stuff. I watched those movies before I watched Disney movies, so I already knew all of those. So I think it was really good for you know, imagination and the way you look at the world. And for me now, when I see an anime and I see mecha and science, you know, the science fiction animes, and they always have beautiful gadgets that are like always do something. They've always like designed to do something. So like this thing will be a tablet for tending your plants, or this one will be the programming interface for a robot or something. They always had gadgets for everything, and we live in a world where we don't have enough cool gadgets anymore. So that would have been nice. Yeah, so all the manufacturers of software, I guess if you think about it, Android is really underrated. Android is one of those unifying factors. They are the Wintel to the Apple onslaught, aren't they, really, in smartphones, and that you do get quite a lot of variation in smartphones, but maybe we need a lot more variation. It'd be interesting. You know, someone just says, I'm going to make a smartphone that's just going to look this way and have this weird functionality, and we go, yeah, actually, yeah, I want that. I want to really, like, why do I have to keep buying phones? This phone, by the way, is like a 4mm thick phone, I think. It's really super thin, but I run it in this massive chunky case because I drop a phone, I swear, you'll not believe it, I drop my phone at least 3 times a day. I think I probably have some sort of, you know, disease, palsy, Alzheimer's thing going on. There's, you know, that's not right, is it, to do that? But I do. And this phone case, Poetic, has just saved it so many times, and the phone case has just developed one small crack. But can somebody just make me a phone with this performance, but with the case I want? Just give me one in this type of case. Like, why doesn't it exist? Floating Fat Man's saying, yeah, I want a wrist-mounted computer. Yeah, exactly. You know what? I've got like the Sony smartwatch. When that came out, I've still got it. I never wear it. I might give it away. Let me know if you want to give away. It's Sony smartwatch. And it was good, but it didn't really do much. But then I got this Garmin one, right, which is kind of, I had Fitbits before, but this is the Garmin one, and it does everything. It like monitors my life, running, all that, and you can load apps on, and it's almost the wrist computer I would want, you know. And you think, I like companies like Garmin. If you look at Garmin's website, they make gadgets. They're a proper gadget company, and they still make gadgets in all sorts of different areas, you know, be it fitness, navigation, car stuff. I think they even do like fish finders for boats. They're just a massive company. And they've unified the platform. So if you've got all those gadgets, they seem to still all operate, especially the sort of health ones, on the same universe, the Garmin Connect universe. And they age your life. So Garmin and Android are doing it. So get on board with everybody else and start making us some cool stuff. Let's see. Retro Man Cave, Britain's best Korean-made micros. So that's because A Stupid Tart said, I had a PAL Cam Comcan NTSC VHS player with multi-speed record, second hand. Nice. Flame Fat Man, Damstrad killed UK computing. Alan Sugar is an ass. I've met him. He might be an ass, but I don't know if he killed UK computing. I mean, how can you say he killed it? I mean, the Amstrad CPC was relatively successful. If anything, I would say Sinclair did. Underpowered, underspec, uninspiring. Let's not go there on this stream, because of course I have that roast dinner that I'm still have not eaten. But yeah, it's been really wonderful chatting to you, and I'm glad I had this opportunity to rant to you. Thank you for all those guys on the Discord. Thank you to all my Patreon sponsors, and have a wonderful Sunday. I might chuck out a few videos in the week on the normal pulling something apart or gluing something together. As ever, thank you for watching.